Good morning. We will call the May 6, 2025 City Council meeting to order. I'm going to ask Councilwoman Julie Holt to lead us over our invocation and pledge. If you would please stand.
Okay. You pray with me. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything you have blessed us with. Thank you for the city of Jackson. Help us open our ears and listen and make wise choices while we are up here. Please protect us, keep us safe. And most importantly, thank you for sending your son to die on the cross to save us from our sins. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Council, and you'll see that all members are present except for Councilmember McMean. Item 4 is our approval of the minutes of the April 1st, 2025 City Council meeting. Those minutes were emailed out to you all. If there are no additions or corrections, they will stand approved as read. We get to proclamations and recognitions, and Council, I'll ask, we have accommodation of our JPD officer. He is on his way and will be here hopefully before the meeting is over, but not here now. We don't want to present accommodation without the officer here. And so if you all don't have any arguments or disputes or objections, then we can move that down, and when the officer arrives, then we can do that later on in the meeting. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right. Next up is an update from Love Your Block. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let me get this pulled up for you guys. You doing well this morning?
Yes.
All right, thank you all. So today I'm here just to give you a little update about what we've been up to over the last 2 years. I know it's been a while since we've updated
Maybe
you.
pull the microphone just a little toward
A little better? Okay, perfect. So as you all know, Love Your Block is a City of Jackson initiative that helps reduce blight and preserve housing through small exterior home repairs. The program provides support for projects that increase safety, livability, and beautification of the home, such as porch repairs, door and window replacements, painting, and water damage remediation. These repairs allow residents to stay safely in their homes. At present, 100% of the residents whose homes we've worked on remain in their homes. In addition to home repairs, Love Your Block offers neighborhood improvement grants that support community-led projects like public art and free community programming. The program strengthens neighborhoods by investing directly in the people and places that make Jackson vibrant. So now that I've explained a little bit about our program and what it does, I would like to give you all a first look at this year's promotional video for Love Your Block, where you can hear directly from those who have been impacted and involved in Love Your Block.
In neighborhoods across our city, longtime residents are struggling with home repairs that are just out of reach. Rotting porches, broken windows, and water-damaged exteriors not only put homes at risk, but entire communities. Love Your Block is changing that.
One particular window, it had kind of started rotting around the trim and everything, and as far as wintertime, you could feel the air coming through the windows, and it was just terrible. And actually, I had begun to think that the pain part was going to fall out because it had got really bad. And I actually needed that window done, replaced, and I am so happy that they were able to replace it for me.
Love Your Block is an investment in our residents, our neighborhoods, and our city's future. By replacing unsafe doors and windows, repairing damaged porches, and addressing exterior deterioration, we're keeping homes standing and keeping residents safely in place.
Well, I'll say from the beginning until now, the experiences have been just
invaluable. One of my roles while at the church was youth ministry. So, our projects really was, 20 or so youth will come out on a Saturday and take their whole day, or maybe it was a small project for 3 hours or whatnot. And we would do things like, yard beautifications, do some small wood repair, painting, fencing, just some really beautiful things. And one of my favorite moments was a home just a few miles from here. The homeowner was out there just doing it with us, just doing the work with us, and lasting connection through that.
These repairs aren't just cosmetic. They mean security, stability, and pride. A new door means a homeowner can feel safe. A repaired window keeps out the elements. A fresh coat of paint helps revitalize an entire block and shows that all our neighborhoods are worth investing in. When we invest in the small but central repairs, we prevent larger, costlier issues down the road.
Programs like Love My Block reach out to those who just are kind of caught, and either by income or age or maybe other reasons. And we just need someone to come in, just love on them, help them feel better about where they live, where their station in life is at this point. And my heart goes out to those that are older who want to do so much, but they're just unable to do that. That's when we really need to step up.
First of all, God sent you all to us, the three ladies. We are the Golden Girls, and we enjoy all of the things you all did.
But Love Your Block isn't just about fixing homes. It's about strengthening neighborhoods. Through neighborhood improvement grants, Love Your Block also supports community-led projects that enhance public spaces, reduce blight, and bring neighbors together. From mural installations to community fridges, these projects send a clear message. Every neighborhood deserves attention and care.
It feels great. It makes you just want to give more and figure out ways that you can expand and make it even more accessible. We have a gentleman that rides his bike from somewhere in the downtown area, and he'll ride up and he'll check the fridge to see if there's anything in there to eat. And if there's not, we say, hey, check back. These are our lunch times. These are the times that we do lunch and dinner and breakfast. And so now we're able to see and make relationships, meet those people. We have some new dietary staff, and we've talked to them that, hey, you're going to see some familiar faces come out here on a daily basis. And so get to know them, meet them, and just let them know that if there's not anything there at the time, that keep coming back, because there will be stuff in there for you.
It's about ensuring that we support residents who have spent their lives here, contributing to the city they love. Every home repaired is a home saved. Every improvement is a step toward a stronger Jackson. With continued investment, we can serve even more residents, preserve more homes, and create a lasting impact in every district. Love Your Block is building a better Jackson, one home, one block, one neighborhood at a time.
Thank you so much. So between 2023 and 2024, Love Your Block completed 189 individual repairs across 28 homes across East Jackson and Midtown, saving residents over $50,000 in labor costs alone. The average age of residents served was 72, and the majority had an annual income of $20,000 a year or less per household. 230 volunteers were engaged from 17 different organizations and businesses to complete the work. That includes churches, nonprofits, businesses, all kinds of organizations across the city that we could not do this work without, that we are so thankful for. Volunteers collected over 5,000 pounds of litter and debris from our city streets and neighborhoods. And based on our analysis, homes that we've worked on have seen an estimated average 27% increase in property value from 2022 to 2025. That includes appreciation year over year, in addition to the value of the repairs that we've added to those homes. This year, we received 197 applications for assistance for home repairs and lawn care. 131 of those were for lawn care and 66 were for home repairs. These requests came from all over the city, as you can see on the map. I know it's a little bit light, but that is a map that shows all requests across the city, and those are sorted by income. So if you can see the little color key at the bottom, and I know it's really small, you can see that the vast majority of those who have applied for assistance from our program, nearly 85%, come from residents age 60 or older and below that $25,000 threshold. So we're very happy that we're able to help these most vulnerable residents. 68% of the residents who requested assistance fall either at or below the poverty line for our city. Love Your Block opened up applications across the city for the first time this year, and we are very happy to do that. We received requests for assistance from every single district, and while some districts received more requests than others, it's clear that the need for home repairs and lawn care assistance is a widespread need and a challenge faced by many and the entire community. While assisting with applications, we heard a lot of deeply personal stories from residents. We were able to talk with many who were going through really challenging times, some undergoing chemotherapy, people who are disabled and wheelchair bound who just can't get out and especially take care of their lawns during the summer when everything grows so fast and it really can get out of hand really quickly. Even family requesting assistance for relatives that are on hospice in their homes and they have no one else to help take care of it. So we're really happy to be able to come in and help kind of love on those people and provide that support when they need it most. And a lot of other challenging situations that just render people kind of in a hard time and unable to take care of their lawns, and that ends up leading to more blight across the city. So if we can get ahead of it, we can really help kind of curb that blight that you see with overgrown lawns and things like that. We received a large variety of repair requests, as you can see, ranging in severity of degradation and need. Most common requests were painting, window and door repair and replacements, gutter repairs, and porch repairs. All of these repairs end up leading to further degradation down the road if we don't get ahead of them in time. So we're very glad that we can do these types of repairs specifically because they lead to further water damage and they lead to further issues and especially safety down the road. They're not just cosmetic. They make homes safer, more energy efficient, and less likely to deteriorate further. They also protect our property values. Modest improvements can add $5,000 to $10,000 to a home's value, and that's something that we've seen kind of stagnate in some areas over the years, so we're really happy to be able to kind of help add to that where we can. Many of the homeowners that we worked with over the last 2 years have had issues with things like doors not closing, they don't lock, they've had their homes broken into, they feel unsafe living there. So to be able to replace those doors, make sure they lock and close properly, they automatically feel safer. They feel better just living there as it is. Other residents have had windows more than 2 decades old. You saw in the video, a gentleman that we recently worked with, his windows were broken and rotted. He was having a really hard time with energy costs over the summer and the winter, and just by replacing those, we're making that easier for him and making those cheaper in the long term especially. By addressing these challenges, we're keeping residents safe and comfortable in the homes that they've spent their entire lives working for. In addition to our home repairs, we do offer a variety of other programs. So I want to tell you a little bit about those as well. So if you're not familiar, the Mobile Tool Shed is one of our newest programs that has been utilized widely so far. It's a free tool lending program available to Jackson residents, and individuals can reserve up to 5 tools at a time, no cost. They can use power tools, they can use lawn mowers to mow their lawn, they can reserve painting equipment to paint their homes, anything that they need to do small repairs. If they are able to do it themselves and they, maybe just need a little help getting the equipment, they can come and get that from us for free without having to go purchase it on their own or maybe rent it from somewhere that it might cost them money. Community organizations, churches, and businesses can even reserve the entire mobile tool shed for service days or other events that they're working on so that they can have a huge impact in their community. They can use any of our tools and do any projects that they like with it. Our inventory includes a wide range of tools from lawn care equipment to power tools and one-time use supplies such as nails and paint. And if a specific tool is not currently available, we are always looking to add additional things depending on what the community needs. And in addition to doing litter cleanups around the block while working on home repairs, we also partner with Keep Jackson Beautiful to host litter cleanups across the city. These events provide opportunities for students to earn service hours while contributing to the beautification of their neighborhoods. In 2025 alone, we've organized over a dozen cleanups, with our largest effort in resulting in the removal of 540 pounds of trash from a single location. And during these events, our team also identifies and reports bulk waste items for city collection. And finally, as you've heard a little bit about, our program also provides neighborhood improvement grants to businesses and nonprofits across the community that are working to enhance their local neighborhood. And grants range from $250 to $5,000. And so far, these grants have supported a variety of impactful projects, including the creation of 3 public murals, 2 years of free yoga in the park, seasonal festivals hosted by local churches, community concerts, and the expansion of community fridges, and more. The goal is to promote neighborhood pride, connection, and the quality of life through resident-led initiatives. That's our whole goal as Love Your Block, to support our residents, to make our neighborhoods more beautiful, and to be there when people need a little bit of help. Thank you all so much.
All right, thank you, Abby.
Before you go,
Is there any questions from council? I was about to-
right, yeah, before you go, about the van, did I hear you say that a responsible person or organization can rent the van and the tools inside?
Yes, so the van can be rented by organizations, churches, businesses. We do reserve tools only for individuals, but if there is an organization or they can partner with an organization, absolutely.
Okay, for people who are listening, how does one go about renting, leasing the van or getting the tools? Who do they call? What's the number?
Sure,
Things of that
so they
nature.
can call our office at 731-422-7033, or they can go on our city website and go to our Love Your Block page. There is a page on there dedicated to the mobile tool shed, and they can actually fill out a form and let us know what they would like to request, and then we'll reach out to them directly, see what other tools they need, and get it all set up.
Okay, well, I want to commend you and your staff and this whole program. I have people in my district who've taken advantage of the yard cutting as well as the repairs, and they are really excited about it. A lot of them who are taking advantage of this, they have, like someone said on the tape there, they just don't have the money extra money to pay for these things. Some of them make about $12,000 or less per year, and this is very, very helpful to them. And I really applaud and thank you all for having this program for the citizens of Jackson. That's a real good job you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am.
The refrigerator, where is that located?
Sure, that's at Jacoa off of East
Okay.
Chester.
Okay, and how is that food supplied?
So it's supplied through Jacoa or through volunteers in the community. So there's a network of volunteers that comes in and stocks and cleans it. And then Jacoa also puts any of their leftover meals in it from mealtime. So that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they do that daily.
Okay, good, because I wanted that to be known. There's some other things that I was just wondering about, but I can ask you that. But one thing I think would be good to know is, do you have other corporations that help you? Like when we first started this, we talked about does Lowe's or Home Depot partner with you all and help you?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, we have an ongoing partnership with Lowe's, and they've been fantastic.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions for Abby? All right.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
You presented that well, too.
All right, up next, we have a Public Art Commission FY '25 report.
Good morning, Council. I'm going to give a quick introduction of everyone here and of the Public Art Commission, and then we're going to let our Chair and Vice Chair give the report. So the Public Art Commission was formed in 2019 to increase the public art in Jackson. Since then, most notably, we did the creation of the Arts District downtown, and then in the past year, early 2024, we did a partnership with Dr. Sean Pitts for a strategic planning process, and through that, we signed a contract with Our Jackson Home to do the management of our public art. Our public art contract with our Jackson Home creates public art on public property. And so we do that with our Jackson Home through the code. This is Lizzie Emmons, and then this is our chair, Lewis, and our vice chair, Rose, and they're going to give an update on this past year of public art.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all?
Fine.
First, I did want to say a big shout out that Jackson, Tennessee was ranked number 3 in the entire country for street art by USA Today's Top 10 Best.
Hey.
And as part of the emerging downtown revitalization effort, Jackson was by far the smallest city out of this entire group. The next largest was it?
Sioux Falls.
Yeah, Sioux Falls, excuse me. And they have a population of 206,000 people. So that's a huge difference between here, Jackson, and them. And all of this, what's going on with the Public Art Commission, this is after 1 year of funding with the city of Jackson. The economic impact of the arts and culture sector in the city of Jackson is $7.2 million a year. According to CodaWorks, the United States spent $4.58 billion on public art commissions in 2024. This is showing the investment in public art is incredibly timely and important. For the artist impact, 7 total public art projects were commissioned this year. And there's a list of them there, and you'll see them all around town. Over 20 artists, artists applied from over 20 states to install public art in Jackson. And there were 115 artist applicants for these public art projects. 21 artists were financially supported. 17 of those were local artists. The Public Art Commission reached over 215 professional artists this year. In a recent survey just launched in April, 100% of the respondents were satisfied with the new public art and wanted to see more public art in the future. This year, the Public Art Commission will facilitate 9 public arts events. The top 3 social media posts reached over 60,000 people. And 95 volunteers participated in volunteering over 281 hours of service. And that's $9,400 in-kind labor. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's the update for this year. You can flip over that page. You can see a few pictures from this work. You'll see it. We focused for the first year after public feedback on one space downtown in our arts district, so that's primarily around the farmers market area. So you can see that we installed one by the local on the sidewalks, one on the annex building in the farmers market, and then our biggest project this year was on the AMP, which was just installed and opened this past weekend.
Mm-hmm. Also, Callie Wright and Crystal Brown were chosen to create 2 temporary murals. Those will be installed next week in the alleyways between Lafayette and Main Streets. So where the Rockabilly mural is currently, go down to the other side of that alleyway. Those will be installed there. We've installed wayfinding signage in front of every public art installation in the Arts District. And our last project for fiscal year 25 will be a functional art installation in Anderson Park. Those will serve as tables and chairs underneath the awnings that currently don't have a purpose on that sidewalk. They're just there. So we put out a call for artists to reimagine that space, and we have a great team that proposed a great idea for tables and chairs underneath those. So that will be installed this summer.
How do you determine the places that you will put the art?
Sure. During Dr. Pitts' strategic plan last year, he identified multiple spaces in the Arts District that were public property. So all of the art that's being installed by this Public Art Commission is on city property, so that the city has control of what happens to that artwork moving forward. So he identified spaces, and then we brought that to the Public Art Commission, and they chose the priority locations out of that list.
So it's just placed on public property?
Yes, sir.
But it could be public property throughout Jackson or just in a certain locality?
For the first 5 years, that public art strategic plan that Dr. Pitts wrote for 5 years, the priority is the Arts District. That doesn't mean that we won't do any installations outside of, but what we heard overwhelmingly during that process was that Jackson wanted the Arts District to look like an arts district, so that's the main focus.
And excuse my ignorance, but the Arts District is defined by what boundaries?
It is Royal Street down Main Street, and then that section over there, what is that, 45? Or Highland, in front of the Civic Center, sorry, Highland. So it's most of downtown's boundaries. They're very similar.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
Did you say we were able to help 21 artists financially, 17 locally?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So we were able to commission 7 total public art projects. So those artists receive more, obviously, since we chose their projects. But we also supported artists through honorariums, the finalists that were chosen for each project, financially supported artists for helping provide workshops and educational opportunities for our local artists. So all of those were able to be paid through this process.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is invitation for public comment. We had none sign up. Then we move on to first reading. Item 1 is proposed budget amendment to recognize insurance recovery and appropriate $66,346 for the repair of the roundabout wall.
So moved.
Second. Motion and second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 2 is proposed budget amendment to transfer funds of $38,500 from fire department travel training and memberships to operating supplies due to increased cost in medical supplies.
So moved.
Second.
And first, second. Any further discussion from council? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 3 is proposed budget amendment to transfer $40,500 from city recorder's salaries to IT contractual services to implement TCM Enterprise Document Management System.
So moved.
I have a motion. Second. And a second. Further discussion from council? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 7 to 1 abstain.
Okay. Item 4 is proposed budget amendment to recognize $405,433.80 in Tennessee ECD Connected Communities grant funds and appropriate $450,482 for construction and furnishings at the Senior Citizen Center.
Motion.
We have a motion?
Second.
And a second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 5 is proposed ordinance to amend Title 8, Chapter 1, Section 1011 concerning alcoholic beverages to correct a scrivener's error.
Second.
A motion is second. Any further discussion from council? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
We move on to second reading. Item 1 is proposed budget amendment to recognize and appropriate funds for $10,000 donation from Love and Truth Church for a canine officer.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 2 is proposed budget amendment to recognize an additional $31,758 reimbursement from West Tennessee Healthcare for Shot Spotter.
So moved.
You have a motion?
Second.
Second. You got a second? Yeah. Okay, all right. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Good thing.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 3 is consideration of an ordinance to amend city code relative to the sale and use of fireworks.
So moved.
A motion.
Just because you've been doing it.
Is there a second?
I'm sorry, so have I. Sorry.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Any further discussion down there? All right, council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 4 is consideration of an ordinance to create a cost savings incentive program for city employees.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 5 is consideration of a plan of service, proposed annexation and zoning for an area referred to as George White, comprising of 30.21 acres more or less, located north of Garrison Drive and Pine Hill Cove. The proposed zoning is RS2, Single Family Residential District.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 6, consideration of a plan of service, proposed annexation and zoning for an area referred to as Joel McAlexander, comprising of 3.35 acres more or less, located at the 300 block of Cooper Anderson Road. The proposed zoning is RS2, Single Family Residential District.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 7 is consideration of a plan of service, proposed annexation and zoning for an area referred to as Harris, comprising of 21.6 acres more or less, located at the southeast quadrant of US Highway 45 bypass and Highway 45 north. Proposed zoning is B5 Highway Business District.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 8 is consideration of an ordinance to rezone property located at the northwest corner of McClellan Road and Pleasant Plains Road from RSFH, Single Family Residential Flood Hazard District, to RS1FH, Single Family Residential Flood Hazard District, comprising of 38.21 acres more or less.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 7-1 abstain.
All right, move on to new business. Item 1 is consideration of a contract with Waypoint Analytical for monitoring the Jackson-Madison County landfill on Highway 70.
So moved.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Further discussion?
Explain what that is. What would they be doing?
Who do we have here? Have Austin or Amanda or Chris? Nathan, we don't need you to explain what they're doing.
Morning.
Good morning.
So TDEC regulates us to maintain that landfill, to pull ground samples through a number of wells located on the vicinity. We're required by TDEC to test those twice annually.
Okay, so it's testing of the soil.
Groundwater.
Groundwater, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Austin. All right, any further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 2 is consideration of a contract with Galls LLC for fire department uniform items.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 3 is consideration of a contract with TLM for Sportsplex Infield Turf Project.
So moved.
Motion is second. Further discussion?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I think it would be real good. We were excited about what we heard Thursday night. If we could have a brief, some comments, so the public will know what's going on with
Okay,
it. Thank
Jason.
you, sir.
Morning, Council, Mayor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the contract that's under consideration with TLM is for the design phase of the turf project, including the drainage. We had an RFQ that went out, and the RFQ committee reviewed 2 RFQs that came in, and TLM was recommended. Prior to the contract being submitted for approval, we did have a scope meeting with TLM. TLM, as part of the contract, as in your packet, is partnering with Los out of Nashville. They are the experts in doing turf projects, and the contract, again, is design and project management. So they're going to design the entire project and then create the RFPs to go out for construction. The total price of the contract with TLM came out to be $255,730, which would be a portion of the $4 million project that was discussed as part of the bond issue, which comes in at 6.4% as for the entire A&E and project management, which honestly, out of a $4 million project to come in at 6.4% seems really, really good. And then with the estimates that we had gotten for the overall project, again, we're at the mercy of the bid process when we get there, but everything falls within the $4,010,000 that was in the original discussions. Timeline, I think we discussed a little bit during the workshop last week. As soon as we get the contract done and that the money is there to start working on the design, TLM's ready to roll. And then we'll get the design done, get the RFPs out for construction, or the bid packets out for construction, and then we will work from there. But hopefully the sooner the better, and we'll start moving forward with getting our infields turfed, hopefully at least some of the complexes even prior to our play next spring.
Good. Thank you. I think the public's excited about that. Thanks for the update.
Councilman Lawrence?
So this project here is about $4 million.
Yes.
Okay. The life expectancy is 8 to 10 years.
Depending on the usage, the warranty on the turf, well, again, depending on what we go with, but with the anticipation and the estimates, the warranty will be 8 years, but depending on usage, on some fields will be used more than others in age groups. Some it'll last 8, some will last 10 to 12. So the replacement cost is not the original cost. So the original cost, Councilman, includes all the drainage work, all the site work. When the turf has to be replaced, it is just a turf. So each field, it'll be somewhere around 40% cost to replacement, and it won't be all at once. It won't be 17 fields at once. It'll be, 4 to 5 fields, and then the next year 4 to 5 fields to get that turf replaced.
Right. In our savings, and nobody can tell for sure, but your direct savings to just the Sportsplex.
Yes, sir.
We hope to be $1 million a year.
Well, I don't know that the savings, but I think between the savings and the added revenue. I mean, the added revenue coming in for additional teams and additional tournaments being, so added additional revenue plus the savings, maintenance cost and savings, absolutely would be somewhere in that range, again.
So we said we were gonna hang you if it wasn't 500,000.
I mean, just this past weekend is a perfect example. Rained all day Friday and then Saturday morning. So we had a total of about 2 inches of rain between Friday night and Saturday morning and could not play on Saturday. Sun was shining Saturday afternoon. We could not play. We had 95 teams, and we did play on Sunday. So Sunday, Ryan Blake worked his magic and got 95 teams to play at least 2 games within a Sunday, and still got people out of here back home before too awful late, except for the one team from Louisiana that didn't leave until 8. They probably had some tired kids at school on Monday morning, but made the magic. But on Saturday with turf, we would have played Saturday and Sunday in that case. There's some other instances throughout this year that we would have played. So, when we didn't, so the added teams and the added revenue just on that alone, and then if you start adding in the added tournaments that we will have, and then the additional teams that right now don't even consider coming to Jackson, they drive through here going to Oxford and going to South Haven, Mississippi, because they're AAA and major teams that have players from hours and hours away. They can't risk having a rain out. So we're not even on their radar. Once we have the turf in place, then we are on their radar. They're not going to drive through Jackson to go to Oxford, Mississippi or South Haven, Mississippi. They're going to stop right here. And I mean, we're going to hit, for the second year in a row, around 1,800 teams this year. We get the turf done. Now, depending on the construction, that's over the construction phase is going to have some in and out, but once we get the entire project done, 2,200 to 2,400 teams a year is going to be just the normal.
Any other questions? Discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Move on to consideration of committee and board appointments. Housing Commission, appointment of Adam Johnson to replace an expired term of Andrew Massey.
So moved.
You have a motion?
Second.
And a second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
And also the Housing Commission, appointment of Lee Godfrey to replace an expired term of Kimberly Goodwin.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Moving on to Recreation and Parks Advisory Board, reappointment of Mark Winston.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Move on to budget amendments, Sunshine, less than 10,000. Then consideration of invoices over 10,000.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Lewis is not here, is
He is not.
Okay.
He's in his place.
Yeah,
I'll
you got
ask him
Nick
later.
here, yeah. All right, council, please vote.
Motion passed 8-0.
Can I ask what the question was?
It's about that invoice that we talked about Thursday, isn't it?
All right. Oh, bless you. I'm gonna make it one last call. Is Officer Crobath here yet? All right, so, what we? Oh, okay.
Good.
You'd ask one more question.
Just trying to.
You can tell about the Civic Center being painted and how exciting that is.
Yeah, so we have.
So you can't read it.
Our Civic Center, yeah, Civic Center's being painted right now during some renovation, being prepared for our new risers coming in November, so it'll look great, our next event that we have.
Okay.
So here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and, he's coming in now?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I believe number 6, Markeisha asked for the vote for number 6.
Oh, we didn't call a vote? Six on new business?
8-0. Number 6.
Consideration of invoices
I didn't
over-
call for the vote?
We called for the vote, we just didn't do the count, 8-0.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
all right.
The motion passes 8-0.
Yeah, the motion passes 8-0.
There we go.
Okay,
All right.
8-0, he said.
Are you waiting?
Which courthouse was he about to enter?
Which courthouse was he about to enter? Preach a sermon.
Richard, we're always appreciative
Try
of
to
you.
get to the parking lot.
Yeah.
And of this policeman.
All right.
Should we start clapping for him now? Yay.
Hey, may not know what's being clapped for.
Bless his heart. I'll be working.
That's a letter of commendation on behalf of the Jackson Fire Department and City of Jackson. We proudly commend Officer Christopher Crobat for his courageous and selfless actions on April 14, 2025. Upon arriving at the scene of a residential structure fire, Officer Crobat was informed that a husband and wife remained inside the burning home. Without hesitation and fully aware of the growing danger, Officer Crobat entered the residence through the back door and located the elderly couple and their dog in the kitchen area. Despite the home rapidly filling with smoke and flames, he attempted to convince them to evacuate. Then realizing the wife was disoriented and physically unable to assist her disabled husband, Officer Crobat took immediate action. Demonstrated extraordinary decisiveness and bravery, Officer Crobat dragged the husband to safety, and as smoke condition worsened, physically picked him up in a cradle carry to move him further from harm. His actions directly prevented what could have been a tragic outcome, as the structure became fully engulfed in flames within minutes. Officer Crobat's conduct exemplifies the highest standards of public service. His quick thinking and heroic efforts safeguarded the lives of 2 vulnerable citizens under extreme conditions. With this commendation, we honor Officer Crobat's exceptional